5 climate extremists get lengthy prison terms for conspiracy to block London highway. So they actually did block it, but the prison term doesn't come from blocking it. It's the conspiracy to do so. Just weird legal BS. So 5 activists from environmental group Just Stop Oil have been sentenced to prison after conspiring to create gridlock on the M25 highway in London. So Roger Hallam, Daniel Shaw, Louise Lancaster, Lucia Whitaker, and Cressida Gethin were found guilty last week of conspiring to cause public nuisance for coordinating protests on the M25 in November of current year -2. Hallam received a 5-year sentence, while the others were sentenced to 4 years. Now, how much of that are they actually gonna serve, though, is the question. If it's anywhere close to all of it, good. So the activists reportedly had a Zoom call in which they attempted to recruit more volunteers for a blockade at strategic spots on the motorway. During the call, Hallam stated their intention was to cause the biggest disruption in British modern history, to pressure the Eastern government into ending new oil and gas exploration in the North Sea, according to The Guardian. Now, how about we pressure them into actually doing more of this? Just crack down more on these eco-terrorists. Like, these fuckers are worse than nuisance streamers. Like, they cause more damage than 100 Johnny Somalis. Yeah, no one likes them. No one wants them around. These sentences are the longest ever given in Airstrip 1 for a non-violent protest. I'm sure they were hoping it would escalate to violence, though. Judge Christopher Heer, who issued the sentence, said the activists had crossed the line from concerned campaigner to fanatic. They crossed that line years ago, but thank you for noticing finally. I guess better late than never. The offending of all 5 of you is very serious indeed, and lengthy custodial sentences must follow, Harry determined. He acknowledged that the concerns of the climate protesters, but emphasized that their actions had disregarded the principles of democracy and the rule of law. Your fanaticism makes you entirely heedless of the rights of your fellow citizens. You've taken it upon yourselves to decide that your fellow citizens must suffer disruption and harm, and how much disruption and harm they must suffer simply so that you may parade your views, he added. That is activists in a fucking nutshell. They feel like they have the right to fuck up your life. Well, I guess we got the right to retaliate. Judge Hare ruled that the jury should not consider evidence regarding climate change in their decision, despite the defendants' attempt to use it as their defense of their actions. The defendants also argued for leniency by pointing to a newly elected Labour government's commitment to stopping oil and gas exploration, suggesting this reduced the likelihood of reoffending. However, their arguments were unsuccessful. Hey, don't punish us for what we did, and we'll promise to not do it again. Nah. Yeah, I know you'll not do it again when you're in prison. Many environmental activists have criticized the sentences as too harsh. It's not harsh enough, to be honest. However, the judge highlighted the significant impact of such protests on the public. During the trial, evidence was presented showing that protesters caused people to miss flights, funerals, exams, medical appointments, and work, among other disruptions. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few deaths caused by that as well. Imagine if one of the vehicles blocked was an ambulance trying to get someone to the hospital ASAP. That would be probably the strongest argument if they ended up blocking emergency vehicles and led to deaths.